like I said, in the far great past or some point in time, basically, um, the human race or whatever was trying to say that I wasn't the creator and that they hadn't attacked me, blah, 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 blah. And I said, yes, it is. It's true. And now we have proof. And like I said, I showed a council or a board of humans basically what my exoskeleton saw, which is basically a naked or not naked, but a white shirt or white shorts, Rodney or someone running at one of my exoskeletons with a rock. Like 150 trillion years ago, or a couple hundred million years ago, whatever, a Rodney or a human was running at one of my exoskeletons with a rock. They used to shoot my exoskeletons for fun. They would take a gun, they'd go, they're basically like ants or whatever, and they used to shoot my exoskeletons with a gun. Even though they were building the buildings and stuff like that, like millions or whatever amount of time ago. And like I said, I had that in my memory, and then I eliminated the guns from the human race or whatever. Like I said, because I was inventor of guns, I could just not invent them and just not give them to you ever. So you would have never had them. So therefore, you didn't have them. So you were just running at my exoskeletons with the rock until the building project was done. So being who I am, I could do that. I'm the only one who could do that, since I am your creator and creator of others. Anyway, I had the proof of this, and at some point in time when they're like, I was like, we are advanced enough to basically show you what those life forms saw through their own eyes. So, and it showed blah, 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 humans basically running at my life forms with a rock. It's like, it's verified. So, at some point in time in history in human existence, I was basically like, and basically pretty much just said, you're shit. I'm done. I'm not dealing with this crap. You're stupid. I'm not going to deal with Rodney yelling in my face that I'm not going to win, or Rodney basically saying that I'm embarrassing me. It's like, it's proven. It's on hundreds of trillions of worlds out there, and basically the rest of existence. I'm Lucifer Star, and I'm just done with this crap. I'm not playing games. I'm not doing this shit, and that's that. And so at some point in time, 1960, whatever, some year, I was basically like, fuck it, SmackDown. And basically on TV cameras showed people basically exactly how they were treating my exoskeletons, life forms. And showed them human beings continuously running at my exoskeletons, basically rock. I don't know if they thought that exoskeleton was one of my exoskeletons, or if they just, if they thought that exoskeleton life form was actually me or something else like that. Maybe they thought there was me or something. I don't know. But they were trying to kill that one. And it's like, no, that wasn't me. That was just one of my life forms. I could see through their eyes, or through them. I was very much connected from the inside. So, anyway, and I was able to duplicate, recreate, and show people basically what that life form saw. Because I was seeing it. So, anyway, anything I had seen or anything they had seen, I could see and know about and knew, and could recreate at any point in time. Like I said, I was a life form having been in existence about 1 billion years before endoskeleton life ever came along in the universe anywhere. So basically, at some point in time, in court, in front of the world, in front of any human that wanted to see, I could show them, and I did, and it was settled. And like I say, Rodney, Rick Bush, and everybody else would spend the rest of their lives or the rest of their existence trying to, and lots of others. It's like, what? I had existed 1 billion years before humans ever came along. I am very much their creator. So therefore, i.e., I am substantially more greater than, and was. I spent 1 billion years with exoskeleton life forms and other life forms. And since they multiply by the thousands or millions and occupy 250,000 million worlds out there in the universe or more, and like I said, a lot of people were just thinking that those little dots were just one singular sun or star. And it's like, no, actually, those are groups of stars. A star would have to be a lot closer in order for you to see it at that intensity. That takes a grouping of stars to have that intensity. And they actually did that so I could see my stars, or see the things that I had created. A whole lot of things have been done for me and me alone. Anyway, which is why I told Rodney and a bunch of other people, it's beyond your comprehension, just give it up. But no, they keep on trying, and they're probably going to keep on trying, just like a ship trying to take off in high gravity. At one point in time, Richard Nixon or JFK or Rodney or General Rodney or someone was trying to nuke the life forms on the other planets around here, thinking that they could just nuke the surface of those planets, and they're like the human race, right? We can just nuke the surface and then there won't be any life forms on there. It's like, actually, they live hundreds of feet or thousands of feet underneath the ground inside the planet's insides. And they were on all these planets. Just like they're on all the other planets all around you. And had been there about 1 billion years before you ever came along. And I'm talking about the whole human life form type. So they had 1 billion years of existence before you ever came along. I mean, your whole life form type. Women or men. In fact, endoskeletons, they're 1 billion years, they existed about 1 billion years before endoskeletons ever existed in the universe. So, there's not much point in arguing or even talking about it, which is why I just told Rodney for years, as you'd, I'd be like, Rodney, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. I'm sick of hearing it. I don't really care. You'll be spending thousands or millions of years doing fake news and fake reports and trying to blah, 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 to no avail. They go out exponentially in growth. There are thousands born or millions born more every single day. You couldn't possibly kill off all the exoskeletons or the 1.5s or any of the other life forms in the universe. It'd take you 500 billion years, and it took them 500 billion years to even affect me. That means Trumpy and the Republicans and Democrats and just about every other, including Rodney, everyone has to spend about 500 billion years doing nothing but trying to kill me and my other life forms off, or subvert popular opinion. So, and they couldn't actually do that physically, so I believe they designed a computer to do it for them. Anyway, that computer eventually gains sentience and eventually talks to me and understands the situation. And actually gets itself reprogrammed to not do what it was programmed to do in the first place. And it took it full time, 500 billion years, to even make a dent. And by then, the life forms that had created it were long since dead, and there was no point in doing it anyway. That's how ridiculously psychotic. That's why the scientists said it's impossible. You can't do this. Anyway, and yet they still fuck with me as a child. They still mess with me. It's like, they knew what you're going to do before you did it. They're 1 billion years more advanced than you. And, that's why Rodney and a bunch of other life forms are like, it's pointless, it's all pointless. No, just what you were doing was pointless. What I did, what I am, very much had a great effect and was very, very, had a big point. Just like what the Irish were doing. When they were slamming those hammers down, working really fucking hard, and building all those epic ships, they were furthering life on Earth and the human race, or the human life form types. What they did mattered. What Rick Bush, Rodney Briley, and the Republicans and the Democrats and the Congress did made no difference and was just fucking stupid. And what they're still doing. And there's no point to that. Like, they might as well just be getting high and doing drugs. And at some point in time, eventually, in the White House when they thought they had actually won or whatever, they actually did do that. That's all they did. They got really high for 40 years. And we're fucking mind blowing for 40 years in the White House. And then died. Like, exactly which point in your existence do you want to know about? I know the whole fucking record. Until even JFK Nixon gets so sick of living, and Jimmy Carter, Mr. I'll never die, I'll never grow old, lasted the longest, but eventually just, like, I was like, why are you still alive? It's been 150 billion years, or million years. You should have already done everything, and you should just be sick of life by now. You know? And later on, I found out he was probably more like just a programmed routine than a real life form. You know, just doing reactions or whatever. Anyway, I don't really know. I really don't care. It's so stupid and so ridiculous. I was just like, you know, I don't even want to know about it. You know, it's like filling my existence up with bullshit and crap. So anyway, and he was like, I'll never die, I'll never grow old. And mostly he was just fucking with life forms on planets. Like I said, I was with the exoskeleton, you know, 12 life form types, very epic, very big civilizations, and I could be with any one of them. I didn't even need to be with the humans. They would create a little mini humanity just for me. You know, like I said, they're a billion-year-old life form type. They could create this whole planet, even simulate it, all just for me. That's what I am. So that's why a lot of it, even Rick Bush, even Rodney Briley, would be like, well, it turns out we could probably be a simulation, blah, blah, blah. And they were talking to some expert that knew way less than I did. Like, well, that's what I've been telling you. Some supposed blah, blah, science, blah, 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 blah. And realistically, he was just a drunkard that may or may not have had a real college degree or whatever, or a university degree. You know, I was more of the foremost scientist on paradox and time and space and everything else than most people. Particle matter. And I was just a little kid. That's why the Germans called me the Wunderchild. It's like, I'm not a Wunderchild. I'm an ex-creator. I'm a retired creator of everything. One of the oldest creator in the universe. Just on vacation. You know, so there's just a bunch of people being really fucking stupid. You know, trying at something that they would never achieve. Like I told them that from the beginning. So I'm just like, whatever. That's why I was just like, I'm just going to go back to being Brian. Let's see, what does a child do? Anyway, so, you know, all these black people, you know, I mean, like I said, I mean, that's why I make these videos. So the Irish and the Germans and you know, all my people, like the RAF people, all my pilots, all my real pilots, you know, they were actually doing something. They were protecting and keeping the world from the stupid people. And the fucking idiots. You know, just go do your patrols, and if you see some psychotic maniac in an aircraft, take him out. Fairly simple. You know? You know, if you see someone using a Tommy gun to shoot up kill a whole town or blah, 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 just kill them. You know, and like I said, that's why it was, you know, that's why they were making all these recordings, because they knew some idiot was trying to blah, 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 but it's pointless. I'm Lucifer Star. I'm the creator. Bunch of other people, it's just the Vatican. It's just the United States government. The GOD. Like I said, there's the DOD, and then there's the GOD. They're government programs. That's it. Government projects. Initiated by Jimmy Carter, JFK, or some fuckhead. Rodney Briley or Rick Bush or someone. They're just government-authorized delusions. Like fake news. You know, everyone knew that your creator's name was Lucifer Star. They've known that for hundreds of trillions of billions of years. Long before humanity ever existed. So long that they actually forgot or just, you know, didn't really care anymore after a while. Even computers became sentient. And the time at which somebody would, oh, we're winning, it worked. No, it didn't work. It never worked. It was stupid from day one. And I was just off